Hi, this is Paul. I wanted to make a video about my opinion about the rumored cast of the new Fantastic Four movie that's going to get made eventually. I think it's supposed to come out in 2025. But there's been a rumored leak, I guess, of the potential cast. I don't know if this is final or not, but people have been talking about it, and I wanted to talk about it. And I just wanted to mention that with all these rumors and stuff going around, it kind of makes you appreciate that the 1995, I think it was, the Fantastic Four version that we got with Chris Evans and Jessica Alba and Michael Chiklis and Ian Grafad. I think that's his name. I don't butcher his name. And when you look back on it now, that cast doesn't seem so bad. Now I know at the time people were giving them crap for making Jessica Alba, who was essentially, a dark, I guess a dark-skinned woman, but I don't know what her ethnicity is, but they're making her a blonde-eyed white woman, and I think that was one of the big things about it. But looking back now, those movies actually are not that bad when you think about it. Those movies weren't that bad at all. Of course, then there was the other movie, the other version, of course, with Michael B. Jordan as Johnny Storm, Kate Mara. I forgot the guy who played the Thing, the British actor, who's actually her husband now. And I forget the actor who played Miles Teller, who was Mr. Fantastic. And that version was all screwed up because the studio kept interfering in the director's vision. And I think the whole Doctor Doom origin was all screwed up. That was just a lot of, I think the director was having a meltdown. So that was like a complete bomb. And I think it did have potential when you first heard about it, but it seemed like it went off the rails. And I know there were rumors about the director going nuts, and then the director saying that the studio saw what he shot, and they went to panic mode and kind of rushed in to have somebody else finish it. But in any event, so there's been people wanting, of course, obviously a lot of people wanting the Fantastic Four to finally come into the MCU, and of course with the announcements, I think that were made last year, that we're getting a Fantastic Four movie that was going to, I think, come out in 2025, I believe. I don't think it's 24. I think it's 25. But anyway, in any event, they've cast, there are a lot of rumors going around, and the leak that they leaked was they're saying Adam Driver as Mr. Fantastic, Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, Paul Mescal as Johnny Storm, and David Diggs as Ben Grimm. Okay, now, personally, I think that cast is all screwed up, to be perfectly honest. I know the whole people wanted John Krasinski since he played Reed Richards, a variant of Reed Richards in the Doctor Strange Multitude of Madness movie. They wanted him, and then, of course, his wife, Emily Blunt, to do that. But I saw an interview a while back where his wife, I think Howard Stern even asked her about the rumor about her, about her husband and her playing, Mr. Fantastic and the Invisible Girl, and she sort of shot it down. She said, "No, I never, I haven't heard anything about that." And it doesn't seem like, and based on that interview, it seems like she's not even really interested in playing a superhero. So, but it seemed to me, if you watch that interview, I think you can even go on YouTube and type in Emily Blunt Howard Stern interview, and you see her when she talks about it. She talks about it like, I haven't heard anything about that, and she's not even interested in doing it, really. I think she's just interested in doing interesting movies that she finds interesting, but I don't think she wants to be in a superhero movie necessarily. Now, I know she had a chance to be Black Widow, but I think she turned that down, and then it went to Scarlett Johansson. So I think that was the only other movie that, I guess, superhero movie that she had the potential to be in. But anyway, so I don't, so when I was surprised when I heard this cast, because frankly, and I'm going to tell you why I don't particularly like this cast at all. Adam Driver, to me, would make a better Doctor Doom to me. He doesn't scream Reed Richards. I'm sorry, he just doesn't. Okay, Adam Driver's a good actor and stuff, but I don't see him as Reed Richards. To me, Reed Richards should be a cerebral type looking guy that they say, oh, look at that guy. That guy's super intelligent. When I look at Adam Driver, I don't see that. I'm sorry. That's just my opinion about that. When I look at Adam, I don't see a guy. I say, oh, this guy's super serious or super intelligent. No, I don't get that vibe from Adam Driver at all. But being Victor Von Doom, being an arrogant prick, okay, which is basically what Doctor Doom is, you know, and he has his reasons and all that stuff, and he does have a kind of a he can pass for a foreign guy like Victor Von Doom is supposed to be, a Latvian. So I definitely see him as more of that than Reed Richards. So I'm hoping this rumor is just a rumor and it's not true. But a lot of scoopers have kind of made this like it's fact. So I see. Hopefully that's. I hope it's not the case because like I said, I like Adam Driver, but he's no Reed Richards to me. I'm sorry. That's just not good casting. And now we have again, like I said, Margot Robbie as Sue Richards, the Invisible Girl. But now, of course, Margot Robbie can act, and she's absolutely gorgeous. But for some reason, I just don't see her as the Invisible Girl. I think, or Invisible Woman, if you want to, I guess, call it whatever they want to, what they call her now. But I just don't see Margot Robbie in that role. Like I said, she's a good actress, but I picture somebody, I think, more of not somebody as beautiful as she. Well, that's not what I want to say. What somebody that's not. I want to see somebody, I guess, more motherly and more because in the movie, obviously, she's the sister. Excuse me, the older sister of Johnny Storm. So you kind of want to see her that dynamic between the two of her and whoever's playing her brother. That she kind of mothers him in a way. And I don't see that Margot Robbie in that kind of role. Okay, so that's why I don't think she's a good fit for the role. I think she'd do a decent job in the part, but I don't see her as Sue Richards, the Invisible Woman. I just don't see her in that light. Okay. Now the next guy is Paul Mescal. I don't know that much about him. I know he's a very talented actor. He's been nominated for Academy Award and stuff. And I even went through his IMDb to see what he's been in, and I saw a bunch of pictures and all that stuff of what he looks like and all that stuff. And I assume he's a good actor. Anytime you get nominated for an Oscar, you're a good actor. But to me, he just doesn't scream. Now, technically, he is younger than Margot Robbie, right? Because he's supposed to be playing the younger brother of her. But Johnny Storm is supposed to be this young hotshot, guy, hothead. And when you look at the pictures of Paul Mescal, he does not scream that young hothead to me. He just doesn't fit the part to me. And so no shade against his acting, which I haven't seen, but I've heard, like I said, he got nominated for an Oscar, and he's been in a lot of things, but I just don't see him. He doesn't have that look. I want a young hotshot guy that you can tell this guy is fun, and he looks like anything but fun to me. Paul Mescal, I'm sorry, he just doesn't. Okay, and David Diggs is Ben Grimm. Now Ben Grimm is supposed to be like pals with Reed Richards and stuff. Battling against the Human Torch. They're always busting each other's balls and stuff. I just don't. Well, the thing is, for the most of the movie, once I guess I've seen David Diggs in a few things, but he doesn't scream Ben Grimm to me. I think Ben Grimm should be a little older than Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. I know they're supposed to all went to college together, him and Dr. Doom, I think, and Reed Richards. But I just want a guy that has a maturity to him, and because remember he's kind of pals with Reed Richards and stuff, and tries to get him to lighten up and all that stuff. And I don't get that vibe out of David Diggs. I just don't get that kind of a guy with a more mature. Ben Grimm is a fun-loving guy. I just don't see that in David Diggs. Like I said, I've seen him in a few things, but I just don't get that vibe from him. That's why I just think this cast is completely wrong for this movie. But I do have my own choices, again, for the characters. And I'm going to tell you what they are right now. And again, this is just my suggestions, which probably will never come true, but I think these actors bring a certain thing to the role. Okay, and I'm going to start with The Thing. For The Thing, I'm going to put David Harbour. Now, I know he played, what's the guy? Jesus Christ, I can't remember the guy now. The remake. They did the remake of it. I'm drawing a blank. And I'm going to say Red Dragon, not Red Dragon. Jesus Christ, hold on. It's gonna drive me crazy that I can't remember the character he played. Hold on. David Harbour. He was and Ron Perlman played him too. Let's see something. Ron Perlman and David Harbour played the same character. Hellboy, yeah. I'm sorry I couldn't remember the name. It's Hellboy. It was Hellboy. That's what I was drawing a blank on Hellboy. But so he's used to that. He can put on the makeup. And David Harbour is for Stranger Things and a lot of other things. He's a really good character actor until he finally got these breakout roles and stuff, and now he gets consistent work. But David Harbour, I can see him as Ben Grimm. I definitely could see him as that that buddy, that pal for Reed Richards' character to lean on and stuff, and the tough guy who becomes the Thing, and which he hates being the Thing and stuff. But I can see David Harbour knocking that role out of the park because he's a really good actor, really good character actor, and I think he could knock it out of the park as Ben Grimm. So that's why I picked David Harbour. I think as Ben Grimm, aka the Thing, because most of the movie he'll be in prospects. He'll be in those, the suit, whatever they want to do, however they're going to portray him. So he has to act through that. He's already had experience doing that, playing Hellboy. Okay, so I definitely think David Harbour would be a great not Mr. Fantastic, Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. Now for Johnny Storm, I'm going to go with Austin Butler. Okay, who played Elvis, and he's from Disney shows and all that stuff. But he's you want somebody young and that's believable, that could be like a hothead. Okay, and to me, when I look at him, Austin Butler, I can see him playing that role easily. I was looking at pictures of him with blonde hair, and he's a young-looking guy, and I think he could pull that off. I think he could pull off the Johnny Storm, the hothead, ladies' man who's always, showing off and stuff and teasing Ben Grimm and all that stuff. I could see Austin Butler making a great Johnny Storm. So that's why I picked him as Johnny Storm. Now, the third person I want to pick as Sue Storm, a.k.a. or Sue Richards, if you want to call her that, a.k.a. the Invisible Woman. I picked Jodie Kramer. Now, I know there's been rumors about her being cast in there before the Margot Robbie rumor came out. And Jodie Kramer is a really good actress, really intense. Of course, what's that show? I forgot the show. Where I think she won an Oscar. Not an Oscar, an Emmy for her part in that TV show. And she's been in a lot of different things. And of course, she's blonde and she's British. But I can see her being like a big sister to Austin Butler's character. I can see her, playing that role of being, and she's beautiful enough that she can be, a girl that would, send Reed Richards to the moon. I love their relationship too as well. That Reed Richards is kind of absent-minded, and sometimes he doesn't appreciate Sue for her beauty, but deep down they love each other. And I can see Jodie Kramer playing that part really well. She's a good enough actress. Okay, Killing Eve, that was the show. I'm sorry, I couldn't remember the show. It's still nuts now. Killing Eve, where she played a really complex character. Okay, and she's been in all types of different characters in different types of movies and stuff. And I think she could pull it off. Okay, no shade against Margot Robbie, who's a good actress, but I just don't see her as Sue Richards. But Jodie Kramer, I think, would knock it out of the park as Sue Richards, aka the Invisible Woman. And now, last but not least, this took me a while to find because I was looking for an actor to play. Actually, this is not last but not least. I got an actor for Doctor Doom as well. The actor that I want to play Reed Richards, I know, again, he had John Krasinski, and like I said, a lot of people wanted him and Emily Blunt to continue to play the first family of Marvel, but I don't think Emily Blunt is interested in playing a superhero. So I don't think, and I think they probably already asked her anyway, if she wants the part, because they would have gave it to her in a heartbeat, Emily Blunt. But I don't think she's interested in that. So that's they had to move on to a different choice. But for Reed Richards, aka the Brain, the smartest man in the MCU, right? He's supposed to be the smartest man, but it also is supposed to be sort of like a kind of an absent-minded professor type of way. I think he could be portrayed that way. Again, but it's still, again, it's incredibly smart, and you trust what he does. And I didn't see this until I actually saw it when I typed in actors that could play Reed Richards, and he popped up. Now, this actor that I'm talking about actually played Superman before. He actually played the Atom in the TV show Legends and the Arrow, and his name, of course, is Brandon Routh. Now, hear me out. When they did Crisis on the Infinite Earth and they went to visit Kingdom Come Superman, Brandon Routh, who they put kind of gray streaks in his hair, and he really, there's a picture that you're going to see in this video that he looks like a good image, that he could be Reed Richards. Throw some glasses on him when he's experimenting, all that stuff. But with the touch of gray in his hair and stuff, and you put that suit on him, I think he would make it great, because he can explain the science part to you and stuff. And I think he would have good chemistry with Jodie Kramer. And Brandon Routh is a really good actor, really underrated. And I definitely think he could play a good Reed Richards and stuff. I think he'd knock it out of the park. So my, again, Fantastic Four would be Brandon Routh as Reed Richards, Jodie Kramer as the Invisible Girl, Austin Butler as Johnny Storm, and David Harbour as Ben Grimm. Okay? I definitely could see that. See, now, I don't know if how old Brandon Routh is compared to David Harbour, because I think, hold on, let me just see this. Just to compare the ages, because remember, I think they're all supposed to be around the same age. As far as characters are concerned, because I think they all went to college together. Dr. Doom and age. David Harbour is 48. Oh, Jesus. Okay, now let me see something. How old is Brandon Routh? Brandon Routh is how old? Oh, he's 43. Okay, that's not bad. And Courtney Ford, I think, is his wife. But anyway, so he's 43. David Harbour is 48. So you could, I guess, you could always play it. I know it's technically, I think in the comics they were supposed to go to college together and stuff. But I think you can, Ben Grimm being a little bit older than Reed Richards, I think would still work. And I think still David Harbour could play. He's 48, but I think he can pull off, I think, being a character that's in his late 30s, early 40s. And Brandon Routh is, he looks really young. He's 43 years old, but he's still really young. He looks young. But like I say, he slapped some gray in his hair, so that way he looks a little older. And throw that Mr. Fantastic costume on it, and I think he could play. I think he could play a scientist really good. So, kind of absent-minded, not absent-minded, I guess, but he can play a guy that, I guess, I could see him playing a guy explaining the technical terms and all that stuff. So that would be my Fantastic Four. Brandon Routh as Reed Richards, Jodie Kramer as the Invisible Woman, Austin Butler as Johnny Storm, David Harbour as Ben Grimm, a.k.a. The Thing. And now, my choice for Dr. Doom. Now, like I said before, the guy who's rumored to be Reed Richards, Adam Driver, I think he could make a good Dr. Doom. I think because I think he can play that arrogant prick character very well. And he's a couple of years younger than Brandon Routh, but I still think they're close in age, because I think Brandon Routh is 43. I think Adam Driver's like 39, so they're close in age. So I definitely would see Adam Driver playing Victor Von Doom, or Dr. Doom, as you want to call him. But besides that, Adam Driver being Dr. Doom, which I think is a better choice than Mr. Fantastic. But another actor that I was looking, when I was looking for my I guess I was looking for my Fantastic Four possible cast list, and this I came across this other actor that I think who could be a really good Doom, Victor Von Doom. I gotta find out how old he is. Let me see how old this actor is first before I tell you who he is. Oh, okay, good. He's 44, which is good because Brandon Routh is 44, so they're close in age, which is good. But anyway, the actor I think who could play a good Victor Von Doom, Tom Ellis, who played Lucifer on on Fox and on Netflix for a long time. I think he could play the part good, and I think he's about as tall as Brandon Routh. Hold on, let me see how tall is Tom Ellis and how Ellis is. How tall? Okay, 6'3". Okay, good. Now let's see how tall is Brandon Routh. Okay, I think Brandon Routh is like 6'2", or Brandon Routh is how tall? Oh, he's 6'2". Okay, so good. They're about the same height. Tom Ellis got an inch on him, but that's close. That's close to height. He's 6'2". Tom Ellis is 6'3". But Tom Ellis, I think, he could play. If you watch Lucifer and the way he plays Lucifer, he can play arrogant. Okay, and he can play an arrogant prick really good. I think Tom Ellis, and I think he's in the right age range. I think he could be a good Victor Von Doom. I know a lot of actors may or may not want to, because Victor Von Doom, is wearing that armor all the time, and I don't know if they're gonna do a thing where they have him take off the armor, take off the armor so you can actually see his face. Because I think when you cast Doctor Doom, going in, you probably have to tell the actor, listen, if you're gonna play Doom, you're gonna have that. You're gonna be wearing that armor all the time, because it's very rare that you see Doctor Doom, take off that armor. So you're gonna be wearing that armor most of the time. Your face is gonna be covered up. Or they may try to come up with some plausible reason why he would be out of the armor, or maybe because I don't think they're going to do an origin story with the Fantastic Four. I think they're already going to be Fantastic Four when we meet them, and Doctor Doom will be a thing. So whether Tom Ellis or Adam Driver, if it's Adam Driver, whoever plays Doom, is okay with. And I think the actor who played Doom in that movie, in the bad 2015 Fantastic Four, Toby Cabell, I guess he didn't mind being because I think he does motion capture a lot, so that's why I don't think he minded being Doom. But maybe Tom Ellis, because he's such a good actor, maybe they'll have him take off the when he's by himself, or take off the armor. Or like I said, you want to see Doom in his armor for the majority of the movie. You don't want to see him taking that armor off. But that's a very tall order, I guess, to ask an actor to basically act with that mask on all the time. He may want to do it, because it's a big role. He may want to do it, and maybe they can write in parts where he's by himself and he takes off the mask and stuff, and so you can actually see him acting without it. And maybe when they do flashbacks, or when Reed and Doom knew each other, when they met earlier, so you can actually see Tom Ellis's face. So you don't see it covered up for the majority of the movie, which I think is still going to be if you cast him as Doom. I think the majority of the movie you want him in that armor. Okay, so those are my choices for the Fantastic Four. That's my cast, I think, and Doom as well. I think that would be a good cast. So anyway, let me know what your cast is if you like the choices that's rumored. The rumored cast, which would be Adam Driver as Mr. Fantastic, Margot Robbie is the Invisible Woman, Paul Mescal is Human Torch, and David Navid. Hold on, I butchered his name. Hold on, let's see. Okay, David Diggs. I'm sorry, I butchered his name. Yeah, so that's their choice, the rumor choices. But like I said, I think my choice is a lot better. Okay, Brandon Routh is Mr. Fantastic. Jodie Kramer is Sue Storm, Sue Richards. Austin Butler is Johnny Storm, aka the Human Torch. And last but not least, David Harbour is Ben Grimm, aka the Thing. I think he would be really good in that part. And hopefully they'll make the official announcement soon. And I pray it's not the list with Adam Driver. Come on, enough with Adam Driver. I think he can just play a good villain. So either cast him as Doctor Doom or no, but not Reed Richards. I just don't see him as Reed Richards. It just doesn't look right. Anyway, let me know what you think. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box: Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I also have a link to my main channel, Trepacer, in the description box as well. Also have a link down below to my patron. I want to say a special thank you to my patron. His link is in the description box, so you can join my patron, which is only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on there. I got everything from Marvel shows to DC shows to The Boys Season 3 to movies as well. So follow the link to the patron, okay, and check it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trepacer saying, this is Paul for this channel saying so long and take care.